Midday sun hammered concrete and steel across the Arizona Defense Testing Range. 13 professional snipers, all men, stood shoulder to shoulder. One by one, they knelt behind their high-powered rifles. 13 shots cracked across the desert. 13 misses. General Ryan Carter pulled off his shades, jaw clenched. "Any shooters left?" he asked. The line stayed dead quiet. Then a voice, female, cool, unshaken, cut through the heat. "May I have a turn, sir?" Heads whipped around. A woman walked out from the supply tent. Plain uniform, no patches, no fame, just a quiet certainty. If you've ever been counted out for not fitting the mold, keep watching. True strength doesn't need a megaphone. Dawn broke over Arizona Post as Captain Emily Brooks woke without an alarm. 32 years old, medium height, brown hair twisted into a tight knot. Nothing about her screamed special, and that was the point. She brewed black coffee in a dented steel pot, no sugar, no cream, just fire and fuel. While it dripped, she knocked out 50 push-ups on the icy barracks floor, then sit-ups, then stretches that tugged at old scars nobody mentioned. From under her bunk, she slid out a battered rifle case. Inside lay an M2010 sniper rifle retired from service 3 years ago. The weapon wasn't on her books anymore. Didn't matter. Every morning she broke it down, cleaned every part, and reassembled it in 4 minutes flat. Muscle memory never slept. Coffee in hand, she stood at the window watching the sun gild the mountains. The rifle gleamed on her cot. By 0600 she was dressed and striding across the training yard to the logistics office, where she kept supply chains humming and ammo counts perfect. Not sexy, not combat, just vital. A squad of soldiers jogged past, young guys with sharp fades and loud jokes. One whistled, "Hey, coffee girl, any donuts today?" Another added, "Inventory princess." Emily kept walking, boots crunching gravel, but anyone paying attention would have noticed how her eyes tracked motion like a hawk. She clocked the tiny hitch in the third guy's knee, the way the fourth babied his right shoulder, the range distance from echo alone. She saw everything. At the ammo depot, a rookie dropped a crate, rounds spilling everywhere. Mixed calibers, mixed grains, chaos. "Damn," he muttered, dropping to his knees. Emily knelt beside him without a word. She sorted every round by caliber, grain, and maker in under 30 seconds. The rookie stared. "How'd you—" she said. "Physics," brushing dust from her palms as she stood. Staff Sergeant Lopez, watching from the doorway, narrowed his eyes. That wasn't luck. That was deep schooling. He filed it away. The disrespect didn't stop there. At the restricted ordnance cage, she found a crucial manifest, crumpled, soaked in oil, stuffed into a barrel of dirty rags, deliberately sabotaged. The same 2 armorers who had mocked her earlier were suddenly very busy pretending not to look at her. Emily didn't react. She simply pulled a fresh manifest, sat at a workbench, and rewrote the entire inventory from memory, count, batch numbers, weights, expiration dates, every detail accurate, down to the grain. She finished 5 minutes early. When the armorers slinked away, the silence they left behind was heavy with grudging respect. Later, in a briefing room with 15 other officers, Major Powell clicked through slides. The 4,000-meter trial, we're selecting shooters for Phantom program. Names flashed, combat vets, decorated snipers. Emily's name appeared nowhere. Powell didn't even glance at her. "Combat billets only, Captain Brooks." She nodded once. No complaint, but her hands tightened on the table for a half heartbeat. Outside the room, Staff Sergeant Lopez stopped her. Barrel-chested, scarred, reputation carved in places media never saw. "Brooks," he said low. "Good logistics skill, support role stuff. But this is combat. The 4,000-meter trial isn't counting. It's killer instinct." He stepped closer. "You don't have the stomach for the math when the wind tries to rip the barrel off your shoulder. Don't embarrass the command. Stay in your lane." Emily didn't blink. "Sergeant," she said, cool and level. "The stomach for the math is the only thing separating a shooter from a gambler, and my math is perfect. If the range opens, I'll see you on the mat." She walked away, leaving Lopez with a twitching temple, unsure if he'd been threatened or promised humiliation. Back in her room, she passed the range where chosen shooters warmed up. She didn't slow. She opened her wall locker and lifted a small cedar box. Inside lay an old photo of 5 soldiers in desert camo, younger Emily grinning, surrounded by her squad. Beneath it, a silver casing etched with coordinates and a date. Afghanistan, 2016. Some memories stayed buried. 2 days later, the entire base crowded around the extreme range. General Carter stood in front of hundreds. Behind him, a screen showed a target 4,000 meters away, barely visible through heat shimmer. "This isn't ego," Carter said. "This is stretching human limits. Phantom needs shooters who can thread impossible shots under impossible conditions. 1 round, ring steel, earn the slot." A colonel rushed up pale-faced, whispering urgently, "Sir, the temperature inversion is creating oscillating mirages. Wind shear is unstable. This shot isn't difficult, it's impossible. Morale will collapse." Carter stared at the distant target, the heat haze dancing. "Impossible is the point," he said. "The distance stays." 13 elite snipers stepped up. 13 missed. Badly. Not near misses, not grazing shots. Wild dispersion. Physics was eating them alive. Captain Diaz lowered his rifle, livid. "This should be doable," he snapped. Carter stepped forward. "Anyone else?" Silence. Then, "May I have a turn, sir?" Emily Brooks stepped through the crowd. No armor, no custom rifle, no swagger, just calm. Lieutenant Parker laughed. "You serious?" Diaz sneered. "Use my rifle then. Let's make it fair. She hasn't fired precision in years." Carter opened his mouth to shut it down, but Emily spoke first. "No, sir. His rifle is doped to his breath control. It's his equation. I brought my own." Except she hadn't. Not visibly. Instead, she pulled out a micrometer and miniature spirit level from a canvas pouch. She measured the locking lugs with terrifying precision. "I know this weapon to 1/10,000th of an inch," she said. "If I miss, it won't be the rifle." The mockery died. Carter studied her. Something nagged at memory. "Captain Brooks," he said slowly, "you understand this is 4,000 meters in shifting wind with a mirage that lies past 500? "Yes, sir," she replied. "I understand." He gave a single nod. "1 round. Don't waste it." Emily lay prone. The world narrowed. She pulled out a small leather journal, filled with ballistic scribbles, wind formulas, density tables. She read the air with her skin, feeling invisible currents like braille. A helicopter miles away told her pressure was dropping. A tumbleweed rattling against a fence signaled an unseen ground-level gust. Concrete vibrations transmitted shifting heat pockets beneath her. This wasn't observation. It was communion. She clicked 0.3 mil right. Heart rate, 58. Wind, 12 miles per hour, gusting to 15. Mirage, shifting left. Coriolis tugging right. Spindrift nudging right. Temperature 96. Humidity 18. Barometer 30.12. Drop, roughly 819 feet at 4,000 meters. Flight time, 3.8 seconds. She adjusted in seconds, calculations the others needed technology for. Her fingers settled on the trigger. Half exhale, pause. On the 3rd heartbeat, she fired. Crack! The bullet spun out at 3,000 FPS, cutting through shifting density layers. The crowd held its breath. 4 seconds. Ting! A perfect center hit. The crowd erupted, then fell silent, in disbelief. Diaz shook. Parker vomited behind the line. Lopez lifted a discarded logbook with reverence, realizing every equation he trusted had just been erased by a woman he dismissed. Emily didn't react. She simply safetied the rifle and sat up calmly. General Carter stared at the screen. "Cleanest 4,000-meter hit I've ever logged," he muttered. "How?" "Physics, sir." Emily said. Wind right to left, average 14.3. Mirage shift at 600. Left 1.8. Down 0.4. Standard ballistics. Nothing about that is standard, Parker whispered. Carter stepped closer. Where'd you learn the reps? Emily hesitated. Afghanistan, sir. 2016. Operation Silent Guardian. Carter froze. I was your overwatch, she added softly. Kandahar. Mud-walled alleys. His platoon pinned. 3 shooters on rooftops. Death closing in. And then 3 clean dome shots from a ghost no one ever saw. Command had called the sniper Viper 1. No one had said she was a woman. Carter swallowed hard.